since I'm out here planting stuff anyway, I figure, okay, let's do the vlog a couple days early. So I got that shipment of trees and berry bushes, and I decided they're all going in pots. So here's the female sea berry. I didn't plant anything else in there because I still had a gooseberry from last year. Over here I put the male, which already has leaves. This one came in a pot, the other one was bare root. And what else do we have? Oh, I've got to pick the grass out of here. I think the creeping Charlie is a losing battle, but the grass I can at least stay on top of. Oh, and everybody looks like they're finally leafing out. Sorry about the plane. So what else? This honeyberry, it's the late blooming one, and it didn't have a buddy, but now it has a buddy. I just potted him up in a small pot. You know, the roots were big enough to maybe go into one of the bigger pots, but I just put it in a small pot so it'd be in the same size pot as the other one, for better or worse, because this one's actually grown into the ground here. You can tell where I picked it up to bring it inside where it was going to be really cold. The roots are sticking out right there. I tried to kind of bury it under the mulch again. It seems okay. This elderberry is leafing out, which is exciting. I remember last year, I think I only saw 1 or 2 of them with leaves, so I thought I lost most of them. But this one survived. Which one is this? Come on. Hirschberg? This one, not so much. Still a stump that kind of wiggles, so something to be desired there. The construction is still going at like 7 p.m., which is terrible. So I pulled the honeyberries that didn't survive, so obviously they came right up. There was no roots on them, so that's where I put the new honeyberry, the late blooming one. And I also put the replacement salmonberry. See, this one actually has buds. The one last year, it just, nothing ever happened. I got, what else? Is this leafing out? Oh, the gold beer elderberry is leafing out too. Man, I hate that noise. I might have to refilm this. We'll see. Sorry if I don't. And then this is the darker one, black lace elderberry. So that's leafing out too. You can see it at the bottom there a little bit against the mulch, the little purple leaves. I'm glad they've survived all the frost. So I got the Mirabelles, and it was supposed to be a 4-in-1, but I think it actually has 5 on it. Oh no, this is the fruit cocktail tree. That's what it is. So I have Italian prune, plum, Puget gold apricot, Lapin cherry, and hardy red nectarine. I'm so excited. So over on the other side, I got the fig, and I planted it in with the saffron crocuses. This pot I'm leaving empty for peanuts. What else? Here's the Mirabelles. So it was supposed to be a 4-in-1, but I think it's actually 5-in-1. So I've got Geneva Mirabelle plum, Mirabelle de Metz plum, Reine de Mirabelle plum, Mirabelle de Nancy plum, and Parfum de Septembre Mirabelle plum. I'm so excited. And they actually look like they're splayed out, so I might be able to fan espalier them. This one and the fruit cocktail, so that's really exciting. And I might just do that with all the trees, and I think I'm gonna plant the pears in here too in pots, because I don't know, I'm just not gonna fight the ground. So look at this, it's so sad. The early blooming honeyberry, it has no buddy unless somebody is secretly growing it in their yards that I don't know about. But last year it didn't set fruit, and it's not going to set fruit this year. It's already dropping spent flowers, and I'm not going to get anything again because they didn't have the early blooming ones to ship out this fall. I forget exactly why, like they didn't root or something. And then the year before, the bluebell honeyberry that I had ordered didn't make it. It didn't leaf out. So man, potential fruit that I'm not getting. So anyway, the rest of these currants and everything are leafing out. And I think this is a white currant. The white and pink ones supposedly always go kind of late, and that's okay considering all the frosts. And this is the rest of the garden. Oh, I should show you the pink blooming dandelions. So here's those onions still. The fava beans and peas, either all or at least mostly made it, which is exciting. I think last week I was trying to film this stuff for you, but I just wasn't finding inspiration. That long planter, those white long planters, so the one with the spicy California greens mix and radicchio, this is that. I just planted it sideways here. It can keep growing. Maybe it stalled a little bit because it's a bit colder than it was used to, but it was time to plant it out because I was sick of squirrels digging everything up on my porch. This, I'm tying up the bird net extra tight when I close the door, like looping it tightly around the door, and then I don't have to water or anything either. Here's the leftover dirt from what I dug up in the pots just now. Like the plum came potted, but oh my god, it was so root bound. So I pulled at the roots a bit. I feel bad that I ripped some stuff off, but it'll regrow because figs are pretty hardy. I think that might be a new shoot. Maybe I should put some more dirt in there. I don't know if that's roots or not. Yeah, I'll pour some more dirt on there. Maybe I'll go get my little hand trowel again. Or maybe I'll use one of the saucers here so I don't have to walk up and down the yard again. These cabbages are settling in okay-ish. My first violet of the year. At first I wasn't sure if it was one of the painted ones, but the top definitely looks painted. Some of the surviving onions or shallots maybe. Hopefully, because it's raining all week long, I'll have carrots come up. I don't know if you can see over here the curly parsley that I planted out. I just cut the flower stalks off of the rhubarb over here. I'm sure I'll have to go through and do it one or two more times, but just for the time being. The other rhubarb doesn't have any, so I didn't have to cut any off. What else did I plant out? Oh, here's those dandelions. So I planted out the white and pink dandelions that I had in little pots too. So those went over here. When it was cold, the original asparagus shoots had like flopped over. It's like gross and floppy, but then it's growing way more and I'm excited, and I'll finally get some good asparagus to eat this year. See the flopped over one from when it was surprise 20 degrees? Some onions on like their second or third year because I don't know what I'm doing, so I just let them go. So there's another one of those white dandelions. Maybe there's another one. Maybe there's one more that I planted out, but I can't find it right now. And then there were a bunch of pink ones that I planted out. So this one, and then one over there, and then one over here. Look, it's pink dandelions. I'm so excited. And it's true, they're kind of like a light pink, but still, it's different from the norm, the straight yellow ones that are growing in the yard. So I'm excited about that. Can't wait to see the white ones. I wonder what this guy is. I have all sorts of volunteers again this year, of course. And I wanna say that most of them look kind of like sunflowers, because the sunflowers seeded themselves everywhere, but they're probably like pumpkins in here too. So where the male seaberry is, and I wasn't sure if it had thorns, but it definitely has thorns, right? So I think these are sunflowers because the sunflower was growing right next to it. So that's interesting. Oh, and where I was putting the female one in, over here, the seaberry, I found a sprouting walnut. So I definitely found holes where squirrels had been digging in this pot before, but it wasn't a hole that was too deep. And so I just buried it and got mad and started extra securing the garden here, right? There was actually a walnut in there, so I think it left a walnut. Should have got the root, didn't get the root. I'll get it next time. People ask if it's a lot of work to garden. I mean, if you're used to weeding, you don't even notice that you're doing it, so it doesn't count as time. It just counts as like hanging out in your garden time, and you don't even realize that you're weeding and tying things up and pruning and all that. So So I have more of these metal posts, the black ones, up front leaning against the house, and I'm gonna, hopefully I can do this myself and don't have to hire somebody else in. I'm gonna dig holes with the auger right here to put it up, and grow the noodle beans and the climbing melon and stuff off of it. But then I ordered, they come as an 8-pack, so I ordered the 8-pack. So I think that maybe I should figure out if I can't shift this pot one to the left with the new tree, and then stick an extra metal pole in here, and then tie some wire between the wooden posts and then around the metal ones to create a lattice to train the trees up, and both give me a nice screen and have it more easily accessible, the fruit, instead of, so I think this is semi-dwarf, it's only supposed to get 15 feet, but wouldn't it be great if it was only 6 and it was trained in a nice pattern? I thought about putting them in the ground too, but my back definitely can't handle that yet, and I haven't quite decided exactly how and where I'm going to grow them. So the pot for a year is fine. The roots were actually exactly as wide, so I shoved them in there and hope it can fend for itself, and there's only one strawberry in each of the pots, and hopefully it's good. So, oh, I should move this rhubarb leaf over here. That's covering something else that I think might be a sunflower. Where is it? Here. No idea what that is still. Come on. There we go. Oh, here those roses are doing. They're still doing well. So hopefully those carrots come back up here from last year. I think this is good King Henry, the little green things. Hopefully more come up. If only those are the ones that come up, hopefully it turns into a nice big plant. I think those are Scarlet. I'll be excited if it is. Alexander's really didn't come up again. Maybe it'll come up now, not sure. Some of the dirt from this pot spilled into this one, so hopefully that doesn't affect anything, but it's still supposed to rain on and off tomorrow and Friday, so it'll just kind of soak into the pot. Hopefully, so the hardest part of planting everything was actually this mirabelle tree, because I wasn't sure what level to plant it at. It didn't really make sense to me, so, oh, maybe I should adjust it a little because it's leaning a little, but you know, maybe it's okay. Anyway, we've gone long enough. Till next week. Bye.